bloke on a bike.
Sierra Oscar 595, 2 suspects heading south away from the precinct on a white Honda 750.
How are we doing here?
This man just grabbed her bag.
He got the takings. The week's takings.
What's your name, love?
Margaret. Margaret Truman.
You're going to need a stitch in that, Margaret. Sierra Oscar from 487. You hold this.
I can't with this one.
I'll do that. Yeah, Reg, we're going to need an ambulance at the High Street end of the precinct. Yeah, it's a victim of a takings snatch. She's going to need treatment to head injuries.
On his way.
Thanks. Okay.
Not really.
This man, did you get a look at him?
Yeah, I think he had tattoos on his arms. Well, I'm not sure. He came up behind me. I had the bag wrapped around my wrist. I couldn't let go.
Where'd you work, Margaret?
The dead zone.
Sorry?
Oh, yeah. Probably look like it, don't I? It's the comic shop just up there.
You know, the dead zone.
Oh, yeah. It's all right. The ambulance will be here soon, love.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to move off now, please.
Come on, there's nothing to see.
11 in 5s, 6 in 2s, and the final 3 in 1p coins. Making a grand total of £4,771.
That's right.
Comic collecting's certainly taken off, isn't it? I suggest you review your banking procedures.
It's only around the corner.
Same time, same day, each week.
I'm very careful in other respects.
Quite frankly, Mr. Gray, you'd have to be.
I'm not going with you, but DC Lines will be at the hospital to talk to you, OK? See you at the shop, Kat.
See you there.
Over. Right.
All right? What do you reckon about this migraine thing?
What's that?
Oh, didn't you talk to her? Apparently the woman that normally does the banking phoned in sick this morning.
Oh, dear.
Migraine. Bit of luck, eh?
I don't know. Nasty things, migraines. Reg Hollis gets them every now and again.
Yeah. Too obvious, isn't it?
Message from Reg. The motorbike was stolen last night, sometime between 7 and 10, from a multi-storey in Tottenham.
Tottenham? Oh, I thought this had to be local.
I'm reliably informed Spurs were playing at home.
It's got a sad Tottenham fan.
Sorry, sir, it's closed.
Oh, sir, shop just be closed for a while. Deaf as well.
You know, it's times like this that I really miss being in uniform. See ya.
See you.
Anyone unusual hanging around outside?
Well, we get all sorts in here.
No one, I don't know, taking a special interest in the way you run the shop?
Can't think.
Anyone in motorcycle gear?
No, I'm sorry. She didn't want me to go with her, did she?
No.
I'm not very good with hospitals.
Oh, it's all right. One of our colleagues will look after her. She was handling it quite well, really.
Margaret's good like that. I feel terrible, but... Sorry.
No, just one thing before we finish. Janice Deacon. How long has she worked for you?
Janice has been with me for, 2 years.
Oh, so you know her quite well.
How do you mean?
Does she often suffer from migraines? Has she ever missed work because of one before?
Look, I'm pretty sure this is just a coincidence.
Oh, absolutely, Mr. Gray.
I trust Janice.
It's simply routine. Have you got her address to hand?
Yeah, our Socko's going to want to take a look at this.
Huh?
Scenes of crimes officer.
Don't touch then.
No, I'll get him round here as soon as possible.
Is it all right to measure up for new glass?
As long as you're careful.
Yeah. What about this lot?
Yeah, that you can sweep that up if you like.
Kids, huh?
That's what it looks like. It's the third we've had in the past week or so. All clubs, all machines.
Easier than learning the trade, I suppose.
Any idea how much this thing would take?
Well, the way they stand around feeding it must take some money.
How long's your boss going to be, do you reckon?
Cash and carry. Oh, he's usually no longer than 3/4 of an hour or so.
That's the cigarette machine, yeah?
What's left of it.
Yes?
Janice Deacon?
Yes.
Detective Constable Dashwood, Detective Constable Martella, Sun Hill Police.
What can I do for you?
You work at a shop called the Dead Zone?
Yes, I do.
We've got a few questions we'd like to ask you about an incident that occurred there this morning.
An incident?
A robbery. Mrs. Truman was attacked whilst on her way to bank the week's takings.
Margaret attacked? Is she all right?
Well, no, I'm afraid she's not. She's had to go to hospital for treatment to her head wound.
Just a few questions.
Oh, yes, of course. Please come in. I'm sorry, my daughter is...
Okay, thanks.
Please, go through.
Oh, thanks.
Would you excuse me for a moment?
Yeah, sure.
Infrared remote. On-screen programming. I haven't got my serial numbers.
I've got mine.
Robbery.
Good.
I thought he was in Birmingham. The weeks? Well, what does he do for a living?
Well?
One of them was bound to turn up eventually.
Brilliant. Now what are you doing? Come back here! She gets it from me.
I used to slam doors when I was her age. Could we sit down, please,
Yes,
Janice?
of course.
Thanks.
Do you think she was involved in this?
Do you?
Janice? She's not the type. At least I wouldn't have thought she was. Is there a type?
I used to have a theory about people with ginger hair, but that was a personal prejudice. Tell me what you know about her.
Well, what do you want to know?
Anything, really.
Well, she's divorced. She lives with a daughter. She's a fairly nice woman. She's quite quiet most of the time.
Recent divorce?
No, I don't think so. No, I got the impression it was a while ago.
With Dr. Shepherd to come to reception.
Has she got a fellow?
No, not that I know of, no.
Well, I would have thought with you working with her, you'd have known.
Oh, look, we get on all right. It's just... Oh, I don't know. Janice doesn't talk much about stuff like that. It could be someone. Yeah, maybe.
Did you see her out of work?
No. It's funny. I never really thought about it before. I mean, I don't know her, do I?
Time for x-rays. Mrs. Truman. Now, are you fit?
Yeah.
Come on, are you sure?
Let's see if they can find my brain.
I'm sure they will do. See you later.
Copper!
Oi!
Oh!
Ha! That serves you right, didn't it?
Really heavy.
Of course it's heavy. You shouldn't have been messing around with it, should you?
We weren't messing around with it.
No?
We thought it had been dumped.
Did you? What's your name?
Davy.
Davy what?
Davy Foster.
Sierra Oscar from 577.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think I found the bike from the taking snatch.
You've never mentioned the banking routine to anyone?
I don't see why it has to be someone I've told.
It doesn't. It's just that these two men were clearly well informed and you weren't at work today.
How are you feeling now?
What was it I've got? A stomachache or a migraine?
A migraine.
I knew it was one of the two. I needed something more than a screaming match with my daughter.
Mr. Gray said you phoned in just before opening time.
Yeah, about 5 to 9.
So you must have started arguing with Louise sometime before that.
Started arguing at about 8:30 when she finally got home from the party.
I see.
2 hours?
Oh, we'd been building up to it for a while.
I'm surprised there's a door left on its hinges.
I'm sorry. I don't like to argue in front of people.
No.
I disapprove of some of her friends. She disapproves of some of mine.
I know this bloke when I see him.
I hope so.
It's annoying. Talking of annoying.
Indeed.
That motorbike's turned up. Yeah. Been found on that patch of wasteland round the back of Manson Gardens. You know, on the right by the footbridge, the one that goes over the railway tracks.
Just across from the grocery estate.
Right, yeah. Right,
Nice one.
Yes. Sailor Corbin.
How much did you pay for this? Could you describe the man you bought it off? Well, you could, but you won't.
What do you want me to say?
The truth would be quite useful at this point.
But you must have known that it had fallen off the back of a lorry. And this morning, your friend Margaret was attacked and robbed. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Janice Deacon, I'm arresting you for possession of stolen goods, namely 1 video cassette recorder, and in connection with a robbery this morning at the place of your employment. You are cautioned that you do not have to say anything, but anything you do say may be used in evidence.
I'm sorry Margaret got hurt. She must have put up a fight or something. Because I told them just to grab the money and run. It was stupid to think he wouldn't suspect me, but I needed the money. What else can I say? That's it. I'm guilty.
It's probably one of the most concise confessions I've ever read.
Oh, yeah, it's concise.
Look, face it, if she knows where to pick up a stolen VCR, she probably knows where to find a couple of blokes who want an easy morning's work.
Yeah, there's more to it than that.
Probably, yeah.
What about this fellow she's been seeing?
If she doesn't want to tell her workmates about him, she's not going to tell us, is she? Plus the fact if he's a bit dodgy.
Nah. I mean, all right, forget about the video. But she was obviously shocked when we told her about the taking snatch.
You were around there pretty quick.
Nah, it's not that.
William Mobley on the front, Peter Corbin riding pillion.
Yeah? Mike.
Right, Mrs. Deacon, if you go with the WPC, she'll take you through to a cell. Cell number 2, please, Annie.
Okay, this way, please.
Yeah, of course. All right.
I'm pretty certain it was Corbin in the precinct with the tattoos.
The MO's consistent.
He has been fairly quiet since he got out from the scrubs. He has been known to knock around with William Mobley.
Yeah, well, they both live on the Gresham estate, don't they?
Whether they've worked together is open to question. I've no record of it.
Mobley prefers to work in a team, I know that for a fact. Doesn't like getting his hands dirty.
So he tells Corbin what to do, and if he does it, fine. If he doesn't, he's the one on the motorbike.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's not stupid, Mr. Mobley. I nearly had him last year on those food processors, remember?
Nearly.
Yeah. His Irene got him out of that one.
Look, we know he fences stuff. Maybe it's worthwhile asking him about video recorders.
What do you reckon? Bring him in?
Well, it's got to be worth it, hasn't it? You've not come up with anybody else, have you?
Nope.
Right. Come on, then.
What about the Deacon woman?
I don't know. If you could try these names on her. Failing that, I've got a couple of unsolved arsons on my desk. Perhaps you confess to them.
Is that a fingerprint?
And judging by the size of it, probably one of yours.
Brilliant.
Shouldn't he be at school?
No?
It's half term. Got something?
Hang on a second. These friends of his, how old would you say they were?
14, 15.
Big lads or...?
Big-ish.
I don't suppose you noticed whether one of them was wearing a plaster? Probably on this or this finger.
Now that you mention it, no.
Well, see what he says. Because this is pretty much identical to one I just lifted at the Legion Hall.
Round the back, Tony, just in case. Mrs. Corbin?
He's not here.
You don't know what we want yet?
What do you want?
Do you mind if we check?
Yes. Oh, go on, get it over and done
That's
with.
very nice of you.
Never in, is he? Your Pete.
Do what?
Your Pete. Never in, is he?
Isn't he? He was here all morning until 10 minutes ago.
He was down the precinct earlier.
Well, you saw him, Tone, didn't you?
Yeah, I saw him.
He's been here all morning.
Till 10 minutes ago.
Didn't leave the house once from the time he got up till just now.
All right for some, isn't it? Life of the idle rich.
Yeah, well, you should know. You've been through our bank account.
When's he due back?
Didn't give a time.
Half an hour? An hour? This evening? Next Friday week?
He said I'd see him when I saw him. He'll be home when he's hungry.
Did he say where he was going?
I wish I had a wife like you. You know, my missus, she complains...
Yeah.
We will be back, you know, Mrs. Corbett. At 4 o'clock in the morning with a sledgehammer.
Janice, would you like to come with me?
Are they in there now, do you think?
They'd beat me up if they knew I told you.
They won't know if you don't tell them.
Richard broke someone's arm once.
Did he?
You looked shocked when I told you about the robbery. Could have been you instead of Margaret, couldn't it? Or could it? How many people knew you were off work today? Well, Louise did. Mr. Gray did because you phoned him. Did you phone anyone else?
No.
What about this man whose name you won't give me?
What man?
What does he do?
This isn't fair.
No, it isn't, is it? Don't let your coffee go cold.
How's it going, Baz? Are you still in there?
Yeah. You better disappear for a while, yeah? Go down to the end of the road till you see the cars drive off. All right.
That your grass, is it?
Let's just call him a kid with a sense of right and wrong.
Let's just call him a grass, eh? Come on.
Hello there. Been playing the fruit machines, have we?
Hey! All right, mate, I got you.
That garden, Tosh.
Yeah, OK.
I'll cover the front, yeah.
You right? Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Having fun? Hello, Harry. I think you've dropped something. It's only better,
Just leave it.
It'll brush off. Oh, dear. What have we caught on here? Well, that seems to have done the trick.
It's only one of his. It'll do as a duster.
Morning.
I just want to take another look. Can you book them in for us?
Oh, come on, Baz.
I'll bring your car.
All right. I'll book them in, budge up. But I'm not counting out these bags of coins. I'll see you later.
Yeah, see you.
Thought you must have gone home, David.
Well?
What? I was going to give it to you.
Let's get out of here, shall we?
I was.
Did he say where he'd been this morning?
Well, he wasn't where I thought he was by the looks of it.
Where was that then?
As long as I get my housekeeping money, I don't care.
That's a fair comment, yeah.
He comes back here and expects me to do his washing. Well, let her do it.
Things are a bit like that at the moment, are they?
Yes. Things are a bit like that.
Do you know who she is?
Another one of his tarts. I've had a gut full of it.
I'm sorry about that, darling.
Yeah, well, that makes two of us. You think I'd be used to it by now, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, look, when you see him next, will you tell him that we were asking about him, will you? Cheers. Oh, Irene, when he got out of the shower this morning, did he tell you where he was going?
I've never told you anything you've ever wanted to know before, have I?
Here he comes.
Are you asleep?
No. Right. He's gone around the snooker with his mate Pete.
Oh, right.
Either that or he's taking his cue to his girlfriend's.
Well, the way I see it, Janice, is you're almost completely innocent.
Almost completely.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe you are.
You meet a man, someone you get on with, someone you think you can trust, someone you do trust. We all make mistakes. Do the names Peter Corbin or William Mobley mean anything to you, Janice?
I don't know either of them.
You sure about that?
Yes, I'm sure.
Do you know anything, Janice?
Doesn't look like it.
12. Not enough, Peter. Not enough. And look where you've left me.
It's a sitter. Look out, Will, it's the police.
Yeah. Quick, Pete, out the back way.
You're right.
30 up front and 27 on the table? Yeah, fine, thanks. What a player.
All right, lads, put the cues away. Game's over.
Hey?
We'd like a word with you back at the station.
Get out of it. No way. We haven't done anything.
No?
Well, he probably has, but I haven't.
Will Mobley, Peter Corbin, we're arresting you on suspicion
Oh,
of robbery.
come on.
And causing grievous bodily harm.
GPH.
You're not obliged to say anything, but anything you do say may be given in evidence.
Balls.
All right, Mobley?
What?
Do you know, Will? While you're sitting on the motorbike, Pete here is putting the woman into hospital. Stitches, x-rays, the lot.
I don't know what you're talking about.
This morning, about 9:30.
I was home this morning. Asked the missus.
I just did.
It's very nice. He must think a lot of you. You're not going to put it back on? Right. Well, I'm not going to press you for his name anymore. You'll be charged with possession of stolen goods, and I'm going to ask that you're remanded on bail, pending further inquiries into this morning's robbery, OK? Loyalty's fine, you know, Janice. But being a martyr, no.
Mrs. Deacon, if you could just sign here.
Get in.
I want a brief.
Let's just get you booked in, OK? Now sit down, shut up until we're ready.
If you let us call him now, it will save time later on.
Shut up, Corbin.
Ready, Janice? We'll go out this way, OK?
What'd you do that for?
A friend of yours, Mobley.